Good morning, zookeepers, and welcome back to Planet Zoo. Today we're going to be making an enclosure for the Eurasian lynx for the first time. I've been wanting to do this for a while, ever since I got this critter, because it looks great. Like, the design work of it looks immense, and I think they're really cute creatures and very enjoyable to watch. Now, the kind of enclosure I'm going to be making for it is actually an enclosure I've seen. It wasn't, I don't think it was for Eurasian lynx, I think it's for like a Scottish wildcat, but it was like an interesting structure, not as tall as this one, but with the Eurasian lynx being fairly sized, I thought I'd make it a little bit bigger than what I'd seen. But basically it consisted of like this wooden house that it lived in. You couldn't really go in there to see it or whatever, so if it was in there, it was tough luck, you didn't get to see it that day. And the outside bit was just really tall chain link box, which I really like the simplicity look of it. It's very like what I'd imagine old school enclosure style of building, and yeah, that's what I really want to do. Keep it simple, keep it nice. I want to add a fair few climbing platforms in there for them, and lots of plants that they can sort of mingle around and hide. And then this little pond in the middle if they wish to go for a little paddle or for a drink, etc, etc. So yeah, I really enjoyed making this enclosure. Added a little bit of rockery one side and then left it the other side pretty like simple-ish and plain, because I didn't want to go too excessive with the rock. And then in the center of the pond we're going to have ourselves the beginning of the platform. Its main way up. Obviously the entire thing is climbable, so they can come up at any point on the support structures for the rest of it, but that is the main way up, and I've seen them use it a few times, which I definitely enjoyed watching them use. But yeah, so it's nice and simple. It brings them to the front. Now, something I don't really get. So when I noticed when they're walking on this platform, my main idea would be they'd be closer to the chain link fence rather than the other side. But they don't walk on it properly. They kind of sort of like are walking next to it, not even on the platform, which is kind of funny to watch. But I wish they really did walk on the center of it. I don't know if there's something I'm doing wrong there, like it's too close to the chain link, and that's why they're choosing to walk on the side rather than the middle. But nevertheless, I really do like it. It was nice watching them like walk around, taking advantage of the height of the enclosure, so it's multi-level, which I really enjoyed the look of. So I decided to make it look a little bit more realistic, because sometimes when I make my platforms I don't do any support structure to them, so in reality they'll be very wibbly wobbly, and I thought, you know what, I should probably put in a lot more detail into this structure, considering it's only a small build and not having to spread out my creativity over a large area. It's contained, it's small, it's restricted, so I've gone into a bit more effort into making a bit more realism in a sense of supports and things like that. I ended up changing this tree off camera because I didn't realise how tall it was. I didn't even go and check. I was like, oh, scratching post tree, yeah, that's cool, we'll throw that in there. Yeah, I didn't end up like looking into it. Anyways, this bit here right now, I'm making this buddleia. Now the thing I noticed in the game, they're really small, and I don't know why. I mean, I like it, but in, like, for example, the one in my back garden is like nearly 7 foot tall now, and it's only like that because I keep trimming it down. So I decided just to keep adding buddleia together to try and make a bit more of a realistic bush that I know and seen of. I guess obviously when they're young, they're small, but I don't know why they just made them small, didn't add any big ones, but nevertheless you can make a big one, so that's what I did. And I really enjoyed putting that together. Now just messing around trying to figure out like if I can make it more planted without making like basically making a maze where you can't see anything. So it has these like nice lines of sights from like the path, so you get some really good views. Like depending where you stand, you get a different angle and a different view. I only put 2 in here at the time, and I decided to get some natural light there. I just use a glass roof as well, so it's not just completely wooden. Now I do leave the building pretty plain because obviously you can't see in there as such, but I do plan to go back to this build and probably add a bit more to the internal of the building, so it's not just like a hollow structure, because I decided I'd add a camera into this enclosure. I ended up changing the camera for the track camera because it had a better angle, so guests could actually see them when they're inside their house, and it wasn't just like, oh, they're in there, you can't see them. Like I had that experience. I thought it'd be nice to my guests and give them that lovely camera view of their bedding area, so if they're in there sleeping, you still be able to see them. But yeah, they look great in this enclosure. I really did enjoy just watching them. I got a fair few clips of them, and I was just watching them do their thing. They sleep a lot. That's something I've noticed when trying to get like all the different shots. A lot of time they just move to a different area to sleep or rest, which was really adorable, and it was super cute. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this and it's giving you some inspiration with your builds. Is there something you'd do different to this enclosure? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it and all the different things that you would do with your builds. But as always, I'll leave you with this little shot of me going around the enclosure, and thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later.